Is this hooked up to plumbing in this picture?
Yeah, it's fully functional there. Yeah, yeah, it's hooked up to full plumbing.
So you've peed in it?
Yeah, I peed in it. I crapped in it. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah.
And there's no seat on it.
There's this. Yeah, there's not like. Why do you like when I was building this? I'm like, why do you need a seat that goes up and down? Like, just sit on the thing, or don't.
Right.
Right. So I
Right.
didn't put
Right.
like a removable. I didn't put a seat that you could lift up and down because everyone's like, "Oh, lift up the seat while you go," and I'm like, "What if there's just no seat? Who cares?" So there's no seat on this.
Right. But you have to sort of you have to sit right on the edge there while you poop.
I mean, it's
Like you,
comfortable. It's not like a
it is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not like weird. It's not like if you sat down
It's
like
not weird.
if you
I mean, you might be going too far there.
if you sit on a toilet with the seat up, it feels like you're on the edge of the universe, about to fall off into.
I bet.
But this is
Well,
not like that. This is very comfortable. You can kind of nestle up against Lars' thighs and
yeah.
get really comfortable in there. And really, I think going to the bathroom between Lars' thighs is actually um, pretty comforting, more so than just kind
Wow.
of a traditional bowl is porcelain and it's
Yeah.
cold and it's heartless. But you can look at Lars and see that he's there to guide you along your journey. So
He really makes eye contact with you, and he looks kind of like loving when you know.
yeah, yeah. I had old pictures of Lars from the 80s. I spent a really long time sculpting the face, looking at Lars from the 80s. And I briefly worked at Madame Tussauds in London. And when I worked
Right.
at Madame Tussauds, they showed you that they take very fine-tuned measurements. How far from the bridge of the nose is the end of the eye? How
Yep.
far is each nostril? If it comes down to it, really, there's not that many measurements, and you can really get a very accurate face. So I tried to take what I learned from Madame Tussauds in London and apply it
Wow,
to
that's
this.
cool.
Yeah, I tried to apply it to this, and I was really pleased with it. And I thought maybe some people would give me some crap about, oh, it doesn't look like him, but not
It
as
does look like him.
yeah, not a lot of people gave me crap because I really invested a lot of time.
Georgia Constitution Media wants to know if you would ever sell laws.
Lars has actually been purchased. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whoa,
I
really?
did work at Madame Tussauds and I did work on some sculptures, but I don't want to date myself. But I worked on an MC Hammer sculpture for Madame Tussauds.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't. They wouldn't let me do the face, so they go through a training process. They show you how to do the face.
Right, right.
And I mean, Dennis, you could probably get a job at Mad Tussauds. They're not hiring people out of like, uh, the finest art schools in the world. You want to work there, you probably can get a job. So they had me
Right.
do the pants, and you'd think like, oh, they just throw some pants on MC Hammer. No, 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 no. They take a series of photos of MC Hammer's pants and do very detailed measurements of the width of the pants, where the knee is, where the pleats are, and Madame Tussauds really has an attention.
Where you can't touch this and where you can touch this.
You son of a gun.
It got did Can you tell me who purchased the Lars Ulrich toilet, or is it confidential? Is it a museum or an
It's not
institution or
confidential, but it's convoluted. So when I got a lot of offers for the Lars toilet, and then immediately I'm
right,
like, I typically keep everything I create. So
right.
I turned down some offers. Some guy, I don't even know who these people are really, but someone who was like a famous Twitch streamer
Yeah.
offered me an Ethereum, and I didn't even know what that was. And someone's like, it's kind of like a Bitcoin, and I'm like, well,
Right, right.
what's important to me is I don't care. Like that would bring joy to me personally, but I
Right.
prefer it to bring joy to millions of people. So
Right. You want to get it to like it's a place where people can see it and
yeah,
experience
that's
it.
more valuable to me I got an offer from the International Toilet Museum, which is in
Wow.
Delhi, India. Curator is a very kind guy. I respect what he's doing because there's been several toilet museums over the years that I've been a patron of, and they've all closed, which is unfortunate
Right.
because I don't think people appreciate how much we use the toilet and
Right.
really the level of reverence that we should give to the people who take an artistic touch to that.
Absolutely. And they actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably like they're connected with social causes around sanitation and stuff like that. Is that correct?
The International Toy Museum talks a lot about that. India is really famous because they had a lot of issues. They were the last um, vestige of the polio virus, and that was due to
Right.
a lack of sanitation. So that's probably why the sanitation museum is and the toilet museum is there. Is because that was a social services dilemma that they dealt with. And, they've come very far from that. So I'm grateful for the Delhi Toilet Museum. Their interest in the Lars toilet. Um, we spent a lot of time dealing with freight shipping.
Yeah. Is it there now? Is it? Did it go?
No.
Oh, okay.
So we were going back and forth. It had to go freight because it's very heavy and very large. And so we were
Right.
dealing with freight carriers. I guess maybe I didn't push very hard because I don't really care if I sell it. The communications kind of broke down. And then I got an email from the curator of Ripley's Believe It or Not museums.
Believe it or not,
Yeah.
Laws looks a little flushed. Captain Lovehead says.
And I have not posted about this update. I'm a little hesitant to
Wow.
talk about it now because it's still in my possession. But I got an email from the Ripley's curator who said that they very much would like the toilet. Um, they think it's miraculous that it is the first sculptural celebrity toilet. So, some people scoff like, "Oh, it's a Lars toilet," but it's more than that. It's the first toilet ever created in the image of a celebrity, of a person. So, um,
That's a big deal,
yeah,
right?
it's a big deal. So, maybe you did it of a politician or a movie star, maybe it would be more famous. But I chose to do it as someone who inspired me as a young man, as a musician. And, I'm proud of the impact it had culturally. And so
Yeah, a lot of people saw the toilet. And has Laws ever reached out to you and said, "Hey,
Lars does
could
not
you?"
reach out to me. There was an interview with the Robert, the bass player of Metallica, who
Yeah.
said he loved it and he wanted to buy it. He didn't. I didn't reach out to him because, to end up in Robert's bathroom. That's
Yeah, and it's cool, but nobody would see it.
no one
But it's
would
cool
see
to
it.
think that
No one
maybe
would see it.
Lars would go over there and, pee in there.
You think Lars really goes to Robert's house? Probably not.
Probably not. He also probably doesn't go to the bathroom.
I mean,
All right.
how much could Lars get per turd from Metallica fans? Has he ever looked into that?
I think probably not a lot.
Like 50
People don't
bucks?
like. I don't know, man. I
How
don't
quick
know.
would you how quick would you flood the market with Lars turds?
Pretty quickly, I think that there's probably a really low saturation point for that product. Right. Still
You
watching?
think he closed it when I started talking about Lars turds?
Oh my God.
All right, go
I'm
on,
sure.
Dennis. Go on, Dennis. Go on.
Yeah, yeah. He probably did stop watching it, but I wanted to ask. So is it going to Ripley's?
I've been yeah, so I feel comfortable saying it's definitely going to Ripley's.
Right. You're
Um,
you're in the final stages of the conversation, but you're pretty sure that may be where it ends up.
yeah, that's where it's gonna go.